Hello, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel where we break down real world issues with empathy, insight, and a dash of advocacy. So, today's topic is one that affects millions globally. How do wheelchairs users navigate public transportation in major cities? Honestly, how do you think that wheelchair users, I'm also a wheelchair user too, how do you think we navigate in public places? How do we use public transportations in major cities? So we are talking here generally, but I'll be citing some example both from developed world and also underdeveloped countries in Africa and Nigeria precisely. So now we are looking at the urban mobility challenge. Urban mobility what? Challenge. When we say urban mobility challenge, we'll look at what urban urban mobility challenge. What do you think we are looking at when we talk about it? 1 minute. So today, like I say, we're looking at the urban mobility challenge. We'll go straight to the urban mobility challenge. Look at public transportation is supposed to be great equalizer, connecting people to jobs, education, hospitals, healthcare, community, social events. But for wheelchair users, it's often a maze of barriers, broken elevators, and inaccessible platform. So today we're diving into what's working, what's broken, and what needs to change. What is really working for a person with disability, that is wheelchair users? What is not working? What is broken? Where do we need to make a change? Where do you need to improve? Is really, really vital. For me now, any day I want to go out, there's a whole lot of challenges. I first ask, is this place accessible? If it's not accessible, how am I going to navigate? Or probably I will not be able to go to the place or attend to event. This is what social exclusions. So what's available for wheelchair users? What do you think there is available for us? So let's start with good news. Many cities have many strides in accessibilities. For instance, I have buses and coaches. In these buses and coaches that is equipped with ramps or hydraulic lifts. These are mainly developed country. This is not in Nigeria. This is not in the Africa that I know. Designated to wheelchair spaces near the front. That's what they do. This is what works in developed countries. Priority boarding in many systems. Yes, whenever you are taking a flight, it's made a person with disability, wheelchair user, will be the first to enter the aircraft before other able passengers follow suit. If this is really carried out, this is one of the things that works both in developed country and underdeveloped countries. Then we look at trains and subways. We are looking at level boarding platforms in newer stations. Level boarding platforms, so where it can be easy for wheelchair user to be able to board. Then we look at portable ramps used by staff at older stations. Portable ramps used by staff at older stations. So ramp is what makes it easy for wheelchair users to wheel in, to access the train or the subways. Then another one is accessible sitting areas marked clearly. So where a person with disability will sit is always marked so that people will not come and take their position, so that whenever they come, they can have a space to wheel in and sit down. Then we'll talk about trams. Trams are low floor design for easy entries. This is in developed countries is where I've seen trams, not in Africa or even in the movies. Real-time update via apps to plan accessible routes. That's one of the things they do. Then we have what is para-transit services. Door-to-door transport for those unable to use regular transit. So people that cannot enter train, buses, coach. Door-to-door, that means you can order Uber or other services available in the city or in the particular country. You can often book in advance, but can be life-saving for independence. That's another way. In developed countries, or if it's in Nigeria, for me to go out, I can't use public transport easily. What I can use easily is Uber. Any services that is related to Uber is what I can use, because for me to use public transport, that means I need to wheel and stand by the roadside, which is also risky. Any accident can happen and knock me down. And again, it's not easy for me to wheel and enter a public transport. For public transport, I cannot wheel with my wheelchair inside the car. I have to transfer from the wheelchair to the car, then collapse my wheelchair. Excuse me. Collapse my wheelchair and put inside the boot trunk, which are normally filled up most times. So that is how it is difficult. In Nigeria, we have train system, but it was not made accessible for person with disability and even a wheelchair user, like we are discussing today. So now we're going to look at the gaps and challenges. Despite the progress, wheelchair users still faces what major hurdles. What I talked about previously was things they made to make wheelchair users accessible, socially inclusive, but still, it's still not 100% efficient. So the challenges that we face is this inconsistent infrastructure. Not all stations have elevators or ramps. In developed world, UK, US, it's not all of them that have ramps. In Nigeria, it's not. You have railway stations have not seen ramp or things to make life easy, and all other stations. Elevators often break down or out of services, or elevators are not even big enough for the size of wheelchairs that we use. For somebody that uses size 22 and above, or no, size 18 and above size of wheelchair, or even a 16 above size of wheelchair, won't be able to enter elevator because elevators are usually small, with some that are big enough to accommodate us. They will look at the transfers between modes, that's bus to train, can be disjointed. It's not really planned out well, or have a proper infrastructure that it is easy for person with disability and a wheelchair user. Then we'll look at what we call unpredictable accessibility. Apps might be reflecting time outages, but sometimes there's some inconsistency with it. Then we have peak hour crowding, makes it hard to access designated spaces. For example, now is rainy season. When it's time for close of work, it's a rush hour and it's not that easy for person with disability to rush and get what space in vehicle, in buses, in coaches, even anywhere in the world. So staff might not be trained to assist properly. Some of the staff, they are not. Majority, or most often all, do not have proper training or do not have training at all. Then one of the gaps and challenges is a cost and retrofitting. Upgrading old system is expensive and slow. So sometimes they want to upgrade the old system. It takes more time and it's very slow. So cities often prioritize expansion over accessibility. Then another thing we're going to look at is global example. Who is doing it right? Do we have any country doing it right or trying to do it like? Yes, there is few countries in this presentation we are going to give shout outs that are making real progress. One of them is London. Most buses are wheelchair accessible, and the tube has a growing number of stem-free stations. Bravo to London for doing this. It makes person with disability and a wheelchair user life easier. Then we look at New York City. Paratransit is robust, but subway accessibility is still lagging. So you can paratransit easily, but other ones are still not where they ought to be. Then we look at Tokyo. High-tech elevators and tactical paving make navigation smoother. But even these cities have work to do. Accessibility isn't just about RAM, it's about dignity, independence, empathy, inclusion, and equal opportunities. Then what needs to change? What do we need to change? Here are what experts and advocates recommend. Universal designs from the start, not retrofitting later. It's better you start everything for person new. Don't just come and try to amend and adjoin, take all the time, spend all the money, and still it's not working. It has to change. It has to start from a new design. You look at disability experts involved in planning and policy. Disability experts needs to be involved in the planning aspect. I'm here. Call me. Any country, any state. Call us. We'll be part of it to make decisions and policy that works for us. Well, there's an adage in Nigeria. Person with disability say, nothing without us. You cannot come and do something for us and it's not for us. Nothing without us that can work for us. So you have to do something that works for us. So we look at public campaigns to improve etiquette and awareness. Awareness is great. Awareness is good. Sensitizations, all these are really good. We need to improve on it for us to have change, for us to have the needs that we, for us to have the change that we need in these areas. We look at integrated transport system for seamless door-to-door travel. I will tell you in Nigeria we don't have that. You can't call anybody apart from order Uber, and it's not easy. You have to have a phone, you have to have a data, you have to have airtime, and also you have to have the money to pay for this transportation. It's not cheap at all. So these are words, discussions on the urban mobility challenges. Some country where it has worked for them, what they've been doing. What we've talked about is the country that has been doing it right. What needs to be done, the challenges, the gaps. And I want to ask you, are you a wheelchair user? What's your experience with public transport in your city? Drop your story in the comments. Your voice matters. If you believe in accessible cities for all, give this video a thumb up, share it with your network, and let's keep pushing for change. Thanks for watching, fam. Remember, mobility is a right, not a privilege. Let's build cities that move everyone forward. My name is Monica, and thanks for watching. I'll keep on advocating, creating awareness, and talking about this. Thank you. See you in my next video. Bye.